Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm your host,
我处于极度危
and I want to welcome you all back to my award show, which is undertaking some format changes. Today I'm going to be taking more of a tier list approach. If you have any suggestions, please do let me know. There have been rumors that Mr. Garmore has actually retired this format of talking about each tournament as it ends, so I think I'm gonna take the reins. I feel like I'm the rightful heir to the throne. So we've just seen Blast Bounty, no. So we've just seen Blast Open, no. So we've just seen Blast, no, it was fucking Blast Bounty. Blast Bounty Season 2, 2025. See, there's been a few Blast events this year, and they've kind of been a little bit hit or miss in my opinion. See, neither of the bounties had a real crowd. I mean, Season 1 was just in a studio because they had to cancel the Mexico event, and this time around they had a crowd in Malta, which seemed kind of fictional. Nobody seemed to cheer, they only seemed to clap when they were prompted to. It was all a little bit odd.
Ducks, slides through. Oh, no! All of it! What a place. 9-10.
But all in all, it's still a fun format. I mean, being able to pick who you want to play and then choose whether or not to gamble your money, even though that doesn't seem to be a very attractive options for teams at the minute.
We're in the country of gambling now, so all in for sure.
All in. He's willing to stake it all. Twist, what are you willing to offer up?
I mean, you know, we could do like 10 euros.
10 euros.
I'm going to be going through, and while I will be giving out some awards here, I'm mostly going to be tier listing these teams, because I know you motherfuckers love a tier list. We're going to have 4 tiers. The top is the best of the best teams of the whole event. We've got the A tier, which is pretty top team, but still isn't at the level of actually competing for trophies. Then we've got the C tier, which are teams that are either really underperforming, or they are not living up to expectations, they're disappointing, you know the drill. Then we've got the disband tier, which is for teams that should either give up completely, or teams that I personally have a bit of a vendetta against. This will be very opinionated. I'm going to be a little bit more of a fair god by saying that teams who only played one game and lost shouldn't exactly get placed in a tier, or else the disband tier would be completely full. So I'm going to do a bit of a rapid fire on the teams that were bounced pretty quick, which are a lot of the tier 2 teams anyway. Start with Fnatic. They lost to Legacy. It wasn't all that particularly close, and Crim's Counter-Strike's Hector Salamanca somehow overperformed above everybody else, making Blame F look like a bit of a fucking idiot in the process. I mean, where did top 10 form Blame F go anyway? And the first map as well was just a complete blowout. Fnatic do not look ready for this level of opposition quite yet, and it's looking really shit. Oh, hell no. Then the next team is FUT. It's one that I find kind of interesting because they're obviously the ex-NaVi junior core. So they obviously lost Mikaze to NaVi, and they've chosen Masuda to replace him. Yes, that's the same Masuda who played on Vitality. They had a bit of a CIS off with base, and it was a good game. Maybe they can do something better in the future. Then we got MIBR, who are keeping Insani essentially in jail because of the insane buyouts in the Brazil region. He deserves a much better team, even though they did bring Virtus Pro close, but who really gives a fuck? Then we've got Complexity, NA's savior, because they kind of are the only NA team kind of kicking at the moment. They lost to Heroic, who were playing with Scrub. Sixy was completely and utterly missing. He's the funny beer guy, but he was really pissed off on Twitter. Yeah, so they suck. It all sucks, even though they should be apparently transferring now to Passion UA. Of course, their coach goes there, and you can take the TC out of the Complexity, but you can't JT the away from the CT. Then we've got professional money launderers Big, who have once again failed to show any signs of life whatsoever, and even got mugged by Fallen in 2025. At this point, everyone's shit. Even Crimbo, their superstar, is shit. Just looking to see if there's any more interesting teams along here. We got Ecstatic, who has the GOAT Nut. They unfortunately lost to Liquid, which is kind of embarrassing, but Nut did still humble them in a 1v3 on that ridiculous overtime game on Train. Jesus fucking Christ. Now this, after Liquid lost to VP Prodigy, was like the final nail in the coffin until Liquid kind of took the fuck off, but I'll talk more about that later. It's unfortunate because NIP, the winner of the Most Potential award that I gave out last time, did lose to Pain, which is technically acceptable because Pain did make the major semi-finals at the Austin Major, but they lost to a Snow Masterclass. Can't really be losing to this guy, can you? There's a couple more teams. I mean, OG is just an Auralist mixed team. They did take a map off of Mouz, and I think they're doing pretty well in the tier 2 scene, but nothing too impressive here. But now to break out the tier lists, like everyone's been waiting for, I'm going to start it also with a fresh award, and that is the most disappointing team at the event, which could also maybe be biggest frauds just because of how this played out. And I don't think it will be much surprise to those of you who watched the tournament, but it's going to go to Aurora. Quarterfinals versus the Mongolz, and as usual, they're playing quarterfinals versus the Mongolz, but they've been in almost every playoffs of the year, apart from, first of all, the Major, which is a huge disappointment, and they literally haven't won a single playoff game. I think they might have 1-1 against the Mongol. No, you know what? I don't fucking think they did. This team is absolutely fucking terrible in the playoffs. The second they get there, it's stagnant. They choke the fuck out. And their hard-carried Xantares put up a .88 performance in this quarterfinal. And it would be bad enough just to lose once again against a team you keep facing in the quarterfinals. But holy shit, man. Let me get this fucking straight. They were up 11-1 on the second map. To be fair, they had lost the first map, but they let that shit go to fucking overtime. It was an absolutely fucking generational choke, and Major looked like he wanted to fucking kill himself. It's absolutely disgraceful. Even the interview afterwards was tough to watch with Major. It is great signs from the Mongolz as well, who seem to have their shit together until they get to the finals nowadays. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to start this off with putting Aurora in the fucking disband tier. Now, if any Turkish fans are watching, I'm sure I'm going to get the meanest words thrown at me in the comments, but holy shit, can you even defend this? Next, I want to touch on who Aurora actually beat to get to the playoffs, and that is one Heroic. See, it's really tough to judge Heroic here because their Opper scrub was obviously a substitute, and they kind of got fucking blown out in this game, but I'm still going to put them in the C tier because I can't exactly tell them to disband when they didn't really have full control over their roster. But knowing Heroic, they somehow seem to get any amount of players together randomly and still manage to do well, so I do have good hope for them. And the more I look through these teams, the more I actually realize that a lot of this tournament is just teams continuing to really struggle once they get either close to or to the playoffs. I mean, one of these teams is obviously Astralis, who managed to actually make it to the playoffs against Mouz. Then we obviously saw Stown and Snabby struggle and shit the bed. Of course, Mouz are obviously a top 4 team in the world, but you still do hope to see Astralis do better, especially when you have these players who are meant to be the finest Danish talent. So I'm struggling to think about where I'm going to put these guys. I think it could be low A, but for now I'm going to put them at a high C because the performance was just kind of fucking disappointing, you know? Now we got an award. Can we get some hype? We've got the biggest frauds of the tournament award. Usually one of my most fun awards to give out. But we gotta talk about NaVi, who are unfortunately getting the biggest frauds award. NaVi in the group stage beat TNL, but when they got to the next round, they faced Astralis, and they got blown out fucking bad by Astralis. They lost 13-2 on Nuke, third map. No, but seriously, everybody's talking about Blade's godly system, but where is this working now when the vibes are shit, the ratings are shit, everyone's shit? They locked in last event, not this event, but this looks tough. I mean, it is one of the first events with Makaze, but we're gonna need to see a big uptake in firepower. I think, like 4 of their players were in the top 20 last year, but I think that can just happen when a team has really great chemistry and they all kind of work with each other to elevate each other. But if this can't happen and the chemistry can't gel, it seems like things are just gonna go further downhill. There seems to be a lot of frustrations as to why they're not winning like last year. I'm just not feeling great about them. They're definitely going in C tier. And now I want to touch on G2 because G2 is actually a team I'm pretty fucking impressed with. I think their chemistry as a team is looking pretty good so far. I think they've got a great mix of experience with Hunter and some Pius and somewhat with Mobs, as well as Mattis looking great as well. They did get pushed pretty close by an Amiga, but they also pushed Spirit pretty fucking close. And if you see Red Alert, Donk only had a .98 rating in their game against G2. The first map was really fucking close as well, then G2 won the second map. I think Hunter looks pretty fucking good as an IGL. I do hope they start to get a bit more success later. I think they kind of remind me somewhat of a 2024 NaVi, just in terms of the players, where they come from and how they're meshing together. But all in all, I actually do have quite a lot of hope for them, especially if they can keep on somewhat of an upward trajectory. I'm going to be putting them in A tier. Now I want to talk a little bit about Faze. Dude, Faze is looking terrible. I don't know if anybody saw the documentary that they put up recently. As if they're cosplaying some sort of dysfunctional Liquid-ass team, which they fucking are. Faze did kind of trash Bet Boom in the opening game. And actually, that's where my funniest moment comes in. And my funniest moment of the tournament award goes to, yes, the Carrigan 1v3 ace clutch.
Back, one more shot and it gets real ugly.
I don't think so. Oh, but Carrigan gets the headshot on Magnajez. He goes for that upgrade into the op. 1 point of health here for Dilladez as he tucks into the corner. Will Carrigan think to clear it? He goes to spawn first. Can't forget about the close one. Missed shots now down to the 1v1. M4 on 40 health.
No
Carrigan
way.
closes out. Me oh my.
And so what do you think that's funny? I know why I think it's funny because Carrigan is so old. He's so old and yet he's fucking these kids. But yeah, dude, looking at the behind the scenes, everybody's taking everything so seriously. It seems to be similar to NaVi, where they just don't understand why they can't get their shit together. They lost to fucking Virtus Pro. You can't lose to Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro might be the worst team. More about Virtus Pro later. Faze were up 8-4 on the last map, and Carrigan did this sick fucking pistol clutch, and then they literally did not win a single round for the rest of the game. I don't know where this sort of crumbling is coming from, but Faze are so far departed from their roots of being able to do these crazy comebacks, and it just feels like the game is never safe no matter how much of a lead they have. At this point, I honestly don't really know what to do, because if Faze bench Carrigan or Rain, I feel like they lose their entire identity, but Faze can't really bench Brokey again, or can they? I feel like Frozen is not having an incredible amount of impact from his positions, even though he is clearly the best player on the team. There have been rumors about switching Elige for Twists on Liquid and Faze, which would be absolutely fucking hilarious in my opinion. It's like the biggest fuck go back of all time. And honestly, I can kind of see that working a lot more effectively, but also what the fuck do I know? I literally just got here. Yeah, but Faze is going at the bottom seed. I could probably put them in disband. I'm gonna put them in fucking disband. They're like my favorite team as well, so this hurts me. It hurts you. I'm really sorry for hurting you. Then we got Legacy, who did actually push Vitality pretty far in their game, bringing the first map to overtime. I mean, I think they're a pretty good Brazilian team, but I'm not sure if they have what they need to actually take on a higher tier of competitors. They're going into C tier, I'm sorry. And for another Brazilian team, we got Pain. They lost in a very close game with the Mongolz 2-0, where Snow for some reason kept fucking carrying. It was pretty well done. I think they're coming off still pretty good with confidence off of their semi-final run at the major. I think they're still really threatening a lot of tier 1 teams. I'm gonna put them up in the A tier. They've been looking pretty damn fucking good recently. Then we got Furia. I feel very whelmed by Furia. Underwhelmed because they lost to Liquid. I mean, on one hand, it's great to see Liquid do something good, but then it's kind of hard to see whether Liquid are a good team and Furia lost to a good team, or if Furia just crumbled, because I think Furia have looked so fucking good recently. I mean, Yekindar's comeback. I mean, there's so many great storylines. Moladoy coming in, Fallen becoming a rifling in-game leader. The two Brazilian boys are looking fantastic. I think Furia are a really, really fun team to watch. They seem to have great vibes. They're great fun. And despite this shitty-ish loss to Liquid, I'm still gonna put them up at, how about A tier? Yeah. Bait got fucked by Mouz. O2 C tier, high tier C. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. Then to finally get to another award, we got the best team, who also possesses the best highlight in my book. They just look fucking great. I mean, Zwei played really fucking good in the playoffs, but it is still really weird with Zontix being removed. I mean, the way it's gone has been Spirit removed a player, they won a tournament, now they're removing another player after winning another tournament. It's all really fucking weird. I think Zwei for Magix was a much more smooth move than Tenier for Zontix is gonna go, just because of how different Tenier and Zontix are as players. I also think Zontix is really, really fucking good. I mean, Tenier has obviously been incredible for Heroic as well, but was there really that much of a point to this move? Was it planned so far in advance? They're still the best team, but I do wonder if they will be the best team after this switch. Then for best highlight, I've got a bit of a split for best highlight because there's two that particularly stick out in my memory. So for the first winner, we have Shiro with his 1v5 attempt.
And the impact is immediately felt. Shiro's been a god for Spirit, trying to save them all T-side long. 4 more players to topple, 2 of them with ops. He is so pinned into this spot. Senzu waiting, gets peeled off of the play, and there's 20 seconds with a bomb on his belt. If he peeks deep into Catwalk, now he's got a third! Don't you tell me this is real! 15 seconds, and he's gonna go for the kill to just come back.
Can he make it?
The time is gonna come down to the wire, but the time is still there to take it! 4 kills, but on site is Mzinho, and his guard is down. If he does this, it's a god play denied at the final hurdle. Wow.
Now, it's just so sick because, I mean, the high pressure situation, 12-11, this was to win the map for Team Spirit in the grand final against the Mongolz. Unfortunately, Mzinho did fucking get him at the end, but Jesus, what a fucking great try. The other option for best highlight that I'm considering is Blitz's 1v3.
No scope to his counterpart, a headshot onto Senzu. It is overkill for Shiro as he's trying to take control of the last couple of rounds. But Blitz has got the answer. It's 2 headshots back from Sandwich. Oh! And a wine beat.
Once again, against Spirit, the one-taps in this are just fucking unbelievable to watch. I think Blitz is such an underrated clutch player. Then you think back to that 11-11 round versus Vitality, the crouch which literally saved them the game.
Blitz has got that AK. If ZywOo was meant to be the difference maker, then this is the moment. Apex has recovered. Can ZywOo get 12? Oh, yeah! Blitz clutch! You give him a chance, and he'll snare you.
This match against Vitality was probably the best game of the whole tournament, to be honest. And I'm still going to put Mongolz up in that S tier, despite the fact that they did crumble in the grand finals once again. I just love the Mongolz. I think everybody loves the Mongolz, but they were just lacking that superstar, that Donk or Shiro, to actually bring them those unwinnable rounds in the grand finals. But also, now that I say that, I mean they can do it just fine in every other game, but I feel like nobody really stepped up enough. I mean, especially Senzu, who is particularly absent in that third map blowout. Now to get to Vitality, oh Jesus fucking Christ, what a weird team. I mean, they obviously still have that winning DNA after the first half of the season, but they were brought way too close by Legacy and Liquid. I mean, Liquid brought them to overtime in both maps, double overtime on the second map. I don't know if Liquid looked great, I think they look pretty good, but Jesus, Vitality really needed to have more, keep their shit together there. Vitality are still an S tier team, but notably they're below Spirit now for me. Now they will be playing Liquid in EWC, which might have happened before this video comes out, but then we'll really maybe see a better litmus test for how this team is going to look for the rest of the season. Then we have Virtus Pro. They barely put up a fight in the playoffs, and Electronic is still there. Electronic is still there. I don't know what to... I don't really know what to do. He's terrorizing again. Barely put up a fight against Spirit. Please disband, for the love of God. Then we've got Mouz, who are still such a fucking elite team. I think their chemistry is maybe one of the best in the world. I mean, as a team, maybe their chemistry is the best in the world right now. But they somehow just still can't manage to actually lock in when they really need to the most. But I've got big respect for Mouz. I think Mouz is going to win Budapest. That's my hot take. I think Mouz's moment is actually coming. I just wonder when we'll see it and if it'll be sooner or later, and hopefully if it's later it doesn't happen after this clicking of the team finishes and they sort of fizzle out. I just hope it does work out for them. I feel like they really deserve it as a team. So yeah, they're obviously S tier. Then for the last team, I think I never actually ranked Liquid. And Liquid are so odd because at different points of this tournament, they were both in the disband and the S tier category. So it's just really fucking weird. I mean, we really have to see more out of this team. It was great to see NaV have a good game here. NaV looks remarkably less suicidal, but it's, God, Jesus, man. I really like Liquid, but if the rumors are true with Twist actually going back to Faze, which really not saying they are, I mean, who the fuck knows, then that would explain maybe they've got a bit of a dead team buff, but it doesn't seem like it with the way that Twist is showing that he's happy that they're finally playing good CS. So it's just so hard to fucking tell with this team, man. Let me know what you think. I've been telling you what I think this whole time. What do you think? But for real, I'm actually going to put Liquid up in pretty high A tier. I'm really, really impressed with them from how far they've come up, because they were fucking god-awful. But all in all, it was a pretty great tournament just for seeing the level we're currently at the moment. We've got our usual chokes, we've got our usual winners, our usual performers, but there's also a notable lack of Falcons, who we're about to see at EWC, and if they also fail at EWC, I think we killed them. But I think that's about it for this tournament. Here are the final results for the tier list of teams. Please let me know if you disagree with me. This is entirely my opinion. I do not understand CS. But yeah, make sure to press all of the buttons. The buttons are very important to me. This has been your host. Good night.